Silent Night, Deadly Night. When the film starts off, it's Christmas Eve, back in 1971. And this is where we meet 5-year-old Billy, his little brother, and his mom and dad. And they're just cruising out to the old folks' home to visit Grandpa on this Christmas Eve day. Over at Utah Mental Facility, they finally meet up with Grandpa. And for some reason, they leave poor little Billy with this creepy asshole. When this happens...
Christmas Eve is the scariest damn night of the year. You know what happens Christmas Eve.
And the thing is, Billy's grandpa is a mute, you know, he doesn't talk. But when he finally decides to speak, this is what the fuck he says.
Santa Claus, all the naughty ones, he punishes.
Yeah, I don't know why his parents just left him alone with this psychotic fuck. But it's a horror movie.
You see Santa Claus tonight? You better run, boy.
So after Grandpa is done scaring the ever-living shit out of poor little Billy, his parents just conveniently come back into the room and he just all of a sudden goes back mute again.
Come on, son.
I'll be good from now on, I promise.
So it's back on the road again to head home when we cut to this scene here where Santa Claus is just holding up a gas station.
Put the money in the bag.
And then this happens.
You.
God damn! Santa Claus hops in his sleigh and then he's off. So we cut back to the family in the car and they're just cruising along when all of a sudden they see Santa Claus on the side of the road. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be good. Santa Claus then pretty much murders this kid's entire family. Well, his mom and dad at least.
Hey, you little bastard!
Now that is fucking dark. But hey, what a way to start a movie, huh? So we fast forward to December 1974 at St. Mary's Home for Orphan Children, where we meet back up with Billy. And as you can see, Billy's just a little bit fucked up from the events that happened to him.
All around me a familiar face.
You will learn what it is to be sorry.
It's all still inside him. All that terrible violence he saw.
I am not interested in what you think.
So we cut to this next scene here where Billy's doing some fucking really weird peeping Tom shit. And he's peeping in on these two people that are totally getting it the fuck on when Mother Superior shows up and she really just lets them all have it. Even poor Billy. Damn. This kid just can't catch a fucking break, huh? So Christmas is finally here. And Santa Claus came to the orphanage to surprise the kids and just traumatize Billy even further.
What the hell's wrong with that kid?
So Santa Claus killed this kid's parents, and the nuns, especially Mother Superior, they all know what happened to the kid. Why in the name of the fuck would you make him take pictures with the guy? Like, are you out of your fucking mind, or are you just that sick and just want to torture the kid?
You will learn gratitude. Say thank you to Santa Claus.
Like, I don't blame him for punching the fuck out of jolly old Saint Nick.
What the hell's wrong with that kid?
Alright, so we fast forward 10 years later, and it's the spring of 1984. And Billy's a teenager now, so he wants to get a job and do something with his goddamn self. So he tries to get a job at the local toy store, but the guy doesn't really want to hire him. Well, until he sees how tall this motherfucker is. And then he's on board. You got the job, Billy. Okay, so now Billy's starting to have nightmares about the killer Santa Claus. And what I'm thinking is that he probably even forgot about the whole thing, but he was instantly reminded of it as soon as he saw his fucking holly jolly smirk on the banner there. Just smiling at him, mocking him. now he's thinking about it again. So, fuck.
Merry Christmas.
It's like, yeah, I know he looks like a fucked up version of Zach Morris, but I still feel really bad for the guy, you know?
I want to be good.
So if the nightmares and the banner with Santa Claus's face wasn't enough for him, his boss seriously makes him dress up like Santa Claus for Christmas at the store.
Be jolly. Lots of ho, ho, ho. Try not to scare the little bastards. I guess they think the old guy's scary. Silly, isn't he?
Don't get me wrong, I love this movie, but all the characters in it are just completely fucking brain dead. It's like, if you knew what happened to the guy, why would you do this to him? This is literally torment. Utter torment. Like, holy shit. I said it before and I'll say it again. You've done it now?
Yeah. Silly.
Oh, God damn it. These people are just gonna get themselves killed. So it's Christmas at the store and, you know, definitely looks like Billy here is not having too good of a time dressed up like Santa Claus, and there's literally a line of kids out of the door just waiting to tell him what they want for Christmas. So this little girl gets on his lap and she's just acting like a total little jerk, and she's like squirming around and screaming and acting a fool when Santa Claus gives her a really fucking stern warning.
You're being naughty. I don't bring toys to naughty children. I punish them severely.
Holy shit. I would not fuck with that guy.
Stop it, or I'll have to punish you.
And the funny thing is, the whole time the parents are like across the way and they're just like saying how good he is with their kids and shit. It's fucking hilarious. So one of the other nuns at the orphanage, she tries to give Billy a call at work or something to see how he's doing. When she finds out what they did to him, and immediately she's just like, holy shit, that's not a good fucking idea. The store's closing down for the night, so now it's time to fucking party. They're busting out the booze, the snacks. You know, somebody might have some premarital sex later on. This shit is going crazy. And all the while, Billy is still dressed like fucking Santa Claus. Why doesn't somebody just take this costume off this guy? Nobody sees him just standing around staring evilly at everybody? Like, the fuck is going on here? And this is where the boss tells him that he has to do what he has to do.
You remember what Santa Claus does on Christmas Eve, don't you?
Yeah, I know what he does.
But he doesn't realize just what the fuck he's saying to this psychotic fucking dude.
Better get started.
So he's basically, without knowing it, giving Billy the license to kill.
Go get him, Santa.
Yep, another smart move by boss guy.
Fucking party's dead anyway.
So Billy starts to have flashbacks of what happened to his mom, and it's really starting to trigger some shit inside of his head. And this is the part where Billy just snaps the fuck out. He goes into the back room and he sees this guy taking advantage of this chick, and then this happens. Yeah, total Michael Myers shit. And then he can't let the girl just get away because, I mean, she's seen too much, so he's got to kill her too. Yep, you shouldn't have been there, bitch. So the boss comes in to check on Billy when he puts a hammer right into his fucking skull. Totally reminds me of the hammer kill in Halloween 2. Shit, he really fucking decked his halls. But then again, I can't feel bad for the guy. You should have did some fucking research on this dude before you hired him, you dumb dick. Look at you now, you're dead. Ain't that a bitch? Don't you run a background check before you hire somebody? Like, isn't that a thing? Come on now. And then we get this really cool bow and arrow kill here. Later, bitch. The nun lady from earlier that tried to call to check on Billy, She finally comes down to the department store and she's too fucking late.
Are you in here?
So we cut to some random house where we see these two middle-aged teens on a pool table about to get it the fuck on. And after a little game of cat and mouse, we get this really brutal kill here where Billy impales Linnea Quigley. Yeah, it's her. Little cameo here. Billy impales her on some deer antlers and just kind of hangs her up like some fucking morbid Christmas decoration. And once again, yeah, this reminds me of the Bob kill in Halloween. Now that's pretty fucking cool. So the dumb boyfriend comes downstairs to check it out and gets a little bit more than he bargained for this Christmas. Yeah, Billy throws his fucking merry ass right out of a window. Jeez, look at the size of that fucking shard of glass in his stomach. God damn. So, deer antler chick's little sister comes down. I guess she heard a noise or something. When Billy kneels down, it looks like he's about to kill her, but he just ends up giving the box cutter to her. Holy shit, that was kind of intense. I really thought they were going to go there. Okay, so we cut to these two kids that are about to sled down the hill, when all of a sudden, cue the stereotypical bully motherfuckers. The bully guy comes up and takes the sled from one of the kids and goes sliding down the hill. And then his friend does the same thing, except for he loses his fucking head over it. Now that was some fucking instant karma. Okay, so this father of the church or the orphanage, he dresses up like Santa Claus and goes to surprise the kids when a cop shows up and thinks that it's Billy, and he jumps out the car and guns the fucking old guy down. Later on, he finds out that the dude was deaf, and that's why he didn't stop.
He didn't respond.
Of course not. He's deaf. He couldn't hear it.
I don't understand how you could have mistaken Father O'Brien for the murderer in the first place.
All around me a familiar face.
It's like, shit, you dickhead. You could have at least ran up in front of him and made sure it was the guy that you were looking for.
But there is a killer on the way here.
So now the orphanage is on a high watch, and one of the cops sees a door that leads down to like a basement or something outside, swinging around, swinging open, and he knows that it's Billy down there. And this is a horror movie, so you know he's got to go check it out. He goes down there and there's nothing. But as soon as he comes back up the stairs and he thinks that there's nobody there, he gets a fucking axe right through the chest.
Punish!
So now, this is the point of the film where Billy has nowhere else to go except for the orphanage to exact his holly jolly revenge. Right as he's walking up to Mother Superior and he's about to put the axe right through her fucking skull, this happens. Damn, he got shot down right in front of his little brother. Now, you know that's gonna fuck him up too.
You're safe now. Santa Claus is gone.
And then the movie ends with Billy's little brother looking at Mother Superior in this like creepy stare when he says this.
Naughty.
So by shooting him, the cop pretty much put him out of his misery because, I mean, he was just an extremely tormented motherfucker. There was truly no other outcome that could have came from this. He was inevitably gonna die anyway or kill a bunch of people anyway, so... And that's Silent Night, Deadly Night, folks. This is a true Christmas horror slasher. You know, this is a fucking gem of a horror flick. For me, this movie is up there with Halloween. And the character of Billy, especially dressed up in that fucking Santa Claus suit, the image of him in that Santa Claus suit with the bloody axe, is just fucking iconic in itself. I definitely highly recommend you guys check this movie out. And not to mention the fact that I feel like this movie homaged Halloween a lot. Because, I mean, there are some pretty familiar looking kills if you really pay attention to it. I think this movie was definitely trying to homage the Halloween and just horror slashers in general, you know. It was definitely a love letter to the whole thing.
Punish!
Let's check this one out, folks, because tonight Santa Claus is coming to town, and he ain't fucking around. Scott86 here. If you like that shit, click that video on the left. And if you don't want to see that video, then click the shit out of that video on the right. Oh, and Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.